Ladies and gentlemen, announcing our special end of the year promotion for the Blueprint and the Home Study Kit at radioactivetrading.com, the best educational course for limiting risk and generating income. What is the Blueprint at Radioactive Trading? Well, it's a concept that was developed by Mr. Kurt Frankenberg back in the early 2000s. He was a martial arts instructor, had some money saved up to start trading in options, and he took an expensive options trading course, learning how to trade covered calls, calendar call spreads, and more. He followed the rules, and they told him that, hey, you should start trading on margin. You're doing so well. And he quickly lost most of what he put aside to trade options and to further his portfolio. But instead of giving up and moving away, he realized the money did not just disappear. Somewhere, someone, somehow, made the money that he lost. So he started to consider the concept of what if he flipped the risk reward on the popular strategies that were being advertised. Instead of looking for premium, instead of looking for leverage gains, what if he controlled risk first, left the upside open, and then had those other income methods to lower risk? This strategy benefits new investors, stock investors sitting on unrealized gains, options investors, and experienced stock and options investors as well. Now, we talk about 2025 was a strong ride. We had some faults and some rocky roads. AI was the talk of the year, as well as the rate cuts. Gold, silver, and metals are currently melting hot. Some retailers surprised, some faltered. What are our expectations going forward to 2026? When we opened the year, we saw some good gains. We saw sort of a melt-up market. And then by April 8th, we were down 15%, 4 months in. But then the market started to recover. The market gapped a few times. And then we had the melt-up market. We're sitting here up 16% from where we opened on January 2nd, or up 37% from the April lows. What are we looking for going forward into 2026? Is inflation going to ebb? But is it still going to be in our faces on our everyday purchases? Tariff effect, is it going to be positive or negative? Are the economic reports, we just saw the job report come out recently, is that going to lead to more cuts, or is that going to be a hesitation? Will we start to see these outsized profits that everyone is expecting on the AI stocks or quantum computing? Are we going to see more volatility, or are we going to see less volatility? QQQ was very similar. What can we expect from the NASDAQ going forward? Over the last year, we started at 510 roughly on January 2nd. And April 8th, we were at an 18.5% loss. Now, we're hovering up to 21.5% gains if we had opened on January 2nd, 49% gains if we had opened from the April lows. But again, what are we looking going forward? Is AI going to continue these runs? Are the Mag 7s, who's going to be the winners? Who's going to be the losers in that category? Are the gold and silver stocks going to continue? What we know, honestly, is that we really don't know. Now, we hope you've done well over the last 12 months. The melt-up market over the last few months has been great for our strategies personally. But when faced with uncertainty and wondering how to make 2026 better, how to make the next year better, sometimes we rely on the advice of market giants. How to be successful or more successful in the market. What do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? We want to cut losers short, and we want to let the winners run. Does the popular covered call or cash secured naked put strategies solve these issues? Well, in a standard weekly covered call, we might see a 0.5, 0.6, 0.7% gain. We might be talking about 2 to 3% per month potential return if assigned. But does it let the winners run? If our stock moves up 12, 15, 20%, do we see that? No. We're capped out on the upside to that 0.5, 2.3%. Does it offer any protection? Well, we can have the protection of the premium we initially received. We can set stop orders on that position. But with several stocks dropping 20, 30, or 40% on a sudden gap down, as we saw through the months of March through April, or as we saw on certain earnings events, it's assumed insurance. Dozens of webinars we had this year decided and discussed, hey, should I trade at the money, out of the money, or in the money covered calls? And then others talked about, how do I roll or adjust covered calls that are beyond my strike price because my stock's still gaining beyond my exceeded expectations? Here's a covered call simulation. Let's talk about that. Let's assume that we make 3% per month return on a monthly covered call. And we're going to follow those giants in the market and say we're going to limit our losses to 7 or 8%. Talking about Bill O'Neill at IBD, talking about Warren Buffett, others of those. Well, even with a 70% win rate, targeting a 3% maximum return over 30 days, and cutting the losses to 8%. If I start out with $10,000 after 100 trades, I'm seeing a losing scenario. My account is down to $8,300. I'm lost 17% of what I initially invested. The gains don't start to hit until I hit a 75, 76, or 70% success rate. The lie of leverage. The great thing about options is, hey, they give us options. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. Spread trades offer us to use to leverage income and risk. I can put up only $5 to make 15%. They're powerful strategies. But one bad trade on a bull put credit spread, bear call credit spread, iron condor, or iron butterfly can wipe out 5 or 10 previous wins. We want to avoid that lie of leverage. Here's a leverage simulation of a good target price of what personally we use with about 15% of our portfolios, targeting credit spread returns, a double-digit return. Let's target 15%. Not allow 100% loss. We're going to cut that down to 50%. When we hit a 50% loss, we're going to cut the trade off, and a 75% success rate. Did that give us the profit we want? Not at all. Even though I'm seeing an average of a 14 or 15% return on our given trades and cutting our losses to 50%, I need a success rate of about 82, 83, 85% to be profitable long term. With only a 77, 75% success rate, we're losing 20% of what we allocated to those leverage spread trades in our portfolio. And we're not even comparing the risk reward to zero DTE trades, another popular strategy that's been around and been showing up in 2024 into 2025, and now probably going in 2026 with the zero data expiration SPX, SPY, NDX, QQQ, IWM, RUT positions. The proper protected position, which should represent a larger portion of your portfolio. No capped upside, guaranteed maximum risk, even with a 50-50 win rate. My target return, 7.5%. My loss limit, 5%. Gain or loss at 50%. I start with $10,000, even if I only have a 52% win ratio. I can potentially turn that $10,000 into $20,000 while only having a 7% drawdown on the position. Higher profits without the necessity of having a 70, 75, or 80% success rate. This is why most options investors fail over time trying to buy options that only relate to a 50-50 win-loss ratio. And if you have stocks right now, you're probably sitting on great unrealized gains. Gold, silver, Mag 7. But will that pattern continue? Setting mental stops, stop losses or trailing stops, in an attempt to protect gains against the unexpected, that's assumed insurance. If the market suddenly falls, if you cross earnings and it drops 10, 20, or 30%, your 5% stop loss, your 5% trailing stop is violated. You don't get out at that 5% loss. You get out at the 10, 20, 30% loss. Why not lock in gains on most of these gains you have now? Well, we at Power Options have the tools that can show you how to lock in most of your unrealized gains and still get income as you're moving forward for these stocks or positions you want to hold. And it gives you the advantage to sleep at night and withstand the unknowns. Locked in gains means you're bulletproof on your positions, no risk, while still leaving the upside open, and you continually can actively trade those positions, get income, further lower that risk, reduce your cost basis, and earn more income. In these types of markets, uncertain markets going forward, we need to protect our assets against market uncertainty, further market and economic developments, and what's going to happen with the market reports, jobs reports, things that the Fed is looking forward, and more. And that's going to relate to, are we betting on the rate cuts or no rate cuts? Do we stop the rate cuts based on the economic factors that are coming out? Further increase in global strife. Trying to work through a peace deal with Ukraine and Russia. Trying to work through the ideas of what's going on with Venezuela and other aspects along those lines. How is that going to affect our economy? How is that going to affect us? Or even opening new positions. Hey, gold and silver are showing up in all my searches. I have FOMO. I have fear of missing out. Should I buy now? Is it Mag 7 time? Is it time for me to invest in AI? Is it time for me to invest in tech? Is it time for me to invest in this other stock that's not related to those, but looks like it has a high volatility, is a good income generator, or that hot stock I'm seeing in the news? Rather than just invest blindly, let's invest and add insurance to our positions, protect our assets. You insure your house. You insure your cars. You insure all other holdings. Why not insure those investments that are in the market as well? And the best way to do that is to control your risk. Anytime you're buying a new security, anytime you're looking for a new position, limiting risk is just the start. After that, there are 13 different income methods that you can use in bullish, stagnant, or bearish markets to properly lower the risk and lower your break even and eventually become bulletproof where you have no loss, no risk on the position. And that is what is detailed in the blueprint and in the full course, the home study kit. The full courses on controlling risk, generating income, and bulletproofing your trades. How to begin a radioactive profit machine. How to enter the Mary put to control risk to 4 to 6%. How to use as many as 12, 13 different income methods to convert that risk to no risk and bulletproof status. How to maximize your return by using other nested spread trades, other income methods. A full chapter on combining the income methods, several appendices, including chart reading and more, as well as exiting the RPM and management techniques. So if you're ready to take your investing to a whole new level while at the same time risking only teeny minutes of your capital, Now is the best time to get the blueprint. Our special end-of-year bonus offer, lock in unrealized gains. Open new positions, controlling risk to only 3 to 6%. Protect against market uncertainty while still being able to generate income, lower your initial at risk, and leave the upside open as well. Our end-of-year bonus offer. Head over to radioactivetrading.com/EOY to take advantage of our 8 special bonus offers. Purchase the blueprint, the full course educational material on how to best limit risk, leave the upside open while still getting income, and get a special electronic coupon for your first 2 months of our Fusion subscription at radioactivetrading.com, where you can follow our trades on the radioactive trading positions, take our track record, and follow different lessons that help you improve your learning curve on the radioactive trading approach in the blueprint. One of our special videos, the Forts video, available for free. When you purchase the blueprint on our special bonus offer, you'll get this for free. This is one of our 6 Mastery Series videos. You'll get that for free, the Forts video, available immediately after purchase. And in addition to that, one of our other videos, the 5th video, the 4 Insider Secrets of Radioactive Trading, a compilation of our most requested replay videos. You'll get that also as well. You'll have immediate access to the quick start guide as well as the income method cheat sheet. The quick start guide is a $50 value. The income method cheat sheet is about a $90 value. Eliminate the guesswork, help your transition from those other strategies that weren't working for you into the married put techniques and help with your learning curve. You'll get 1 month of the Power Options tools, the patented Power Options suite of tools. You can start that at any time. So you'll get that immediately, but you won't start until you first log on. Instant access, no delivery fees, no worries about it showing up before Christmas or anything along those lines. The blueprint is all electronic. This means no shipping expenses, no waiting for arrival. You'll have it immediately at our portal, learn.powerop.com. Email and phone support is free as always. Explanations, clarifications for any of the principles, setups, income methods, management techniques. You have us here for you at any time. And you have instant access to members-only content, a variety of various webinars. To log on to radioactivetrading.com as a blueprint owner, not needing to be a Fusion subscriber, you can see our various discussions, topics, and much, much more as well to help with your learning curve. The idea moving forward, control risk on new trades and guarantee profits on your old trades that you're holding in your account. Keep the risk to single digits. Use the income methods to get income and lower the initial net risk. And then eventually we can bulletproof our trades and still have unlimited upside profit potential. Perfect going through earnings with no fear of loss, or black swan events with no fear of loss as well. Don't miss out on these bonus offers. Head over to radioactivetrading.com/EOY and lock in these special 8 bonuses, but most importantly, get access to the main course, the preferred course for controlling risk, cutting losers short, letting winners run, and a guaranteed status. Bonuses here, the electronic fusion copy, pay only $10 per month for the first 2 months, $118 value. The Forts video, Foundations of Radioactive Trading, $89 value. The 5th video, the 4 Insiders Trading Secrets, Quick Start Guide, an income method cheat sheet, 1 month of Power Options, $120 value. And of course, instant access. No worries about having that sent to you, missing out on Christmas. You've got it right away. Email, support free from investors who've been trading this technique for 15, 18, or 20 years, and instant access to members-only content. But remember, this special ends 12/31, December 31st, 2025 at midnight. So now is the time, the best time, to get access to the blueprint, control your risk, lock in your gains on your existing positions,